Hi there, readers. Welcome to the Reader's Garden. I'm Mrs. Gardner. Today we're going to be doing Getting Ready Lesson J. Hi there, Jay. Are you feeling a little shy? Yeah, that's okay. Can you believe it? We have made it all the way from Lesson A to Lesson J. That is 10 lessons. And this is our very last lesson in the Getting Ready series. So today we'll celebrate everything that we've learned about sounds and about letters. We'll take one more quick tour through all of our sound wall and Vowel Valley, and then finish strong learning 2 new letters, Y and Z. So let's get started.
Phonics connects sounds and symbols, unlocking code, increasingly nimble, like wings for words, it'll lift you high. With every sound you soar, you fly.
Thank you so much for supporting me here in the Reader's Garden and all the work that I do to help support readers. If you haven't yet, please just take a quick second to like and subscribe, because doing that really helps support me and my growth. Here's our very familiar plan for today. We'll do our sound wall practice and then some letter formation. Wow, look at all of the consonant sounds that we've learned. We've practiced all of these consonant sounds and learned where and how each sound is made in our mouths. Now look also right above me. Do you see these 2 cards? There's the X card, like X in fox, and the Q card as in qu in queen. Do you notice those slashes? They're like straight lines but are tilted, and they're on either side of, you see a K and an S and a K and a W? So those slashes have a fancy name. They're called virgules. Can you say virgules? Virgules. So virgules tell us that we're looking at a sound, not a letter. We're looking at the sound made by that letter. So if we look with our fox card, we have the letter X right there. Then we have 2 virgules, and in between those virgules, we have a K and an S, because it's telling us that the letter X makes the sound X, X. And then we have the letter Q right above me there in our queen card. And next to the Q, we have 2 virgules, and in between them, we have a K and a W, telling us that the Q is making the sound Q, Q. Isn't that interesting? It's really helpful for us to almost have this code that we can communicate with each other about the difference between the letter and the sound that it's making. So if you see that, that's what it means. So on every card on our consonant wall, we have virgules telling us the sound that is made, represented by that card. We also have mouth pictures showing us how that sound is made. We have a little symbol on our card telling us if the sound is voiced or unvoiced. And then there's a little picture clue to help us remember what the sound is. So each part of these cards is really important information about each sound. Here above me is the card for as in hand, or as in hat. If you look at the mouth picture, it shows us what our lips, teeth, and tongue do when we make the sound h. So for h, our lips are open and our air is pushing out from our throat. The mouth picture reminds us what our mouth should look like when we say the sound. It's like having a mirror on the card. It's also very helpful if you have a small mirror in your classroom you can use, or at home, for you to look at the mouth pictures on the card and match your mouth as best you can to the picture. Now, it won't always be exact, and these are drawings, not photographs, and all of our mouths are a little bit different, but it's a very helpful guide. Now, take a look at these 2 cards. We have P like in pig and B like in ball. Now, put your hand on your throat when we say those sounds. P, P, pig, and B, B, ball. When we say P, did you feel any buzzing? P, P. Nope, no buzzing. And then look there on the card. In that square, there's nothing because the sound is unvoiced. Now say B, 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 B. Did you feel it buzz? I felt it buzz too. That's because B is a voiced sound. And if you look in the card and look in that pulsing square, there is a little speaker, and that speaker is code telling you that the B sound is a voiced sound. So even though the mouth pictures are the same for P and B, we know that the P sound is unvoiced and the B sound is voiced. And that's a great way for you to check to make sure you're making the sounds correctly. Another helpful way, the sound wall helps remind us about the sounds. Finally, here are the cards for S like in snake and Z like in zebra. Each card on our consonant sound wall has a picture clue to help us remember the sound. The snake starts with S, snake, and the zebra Z starts with Z. So the sounds and so the picture and the sound go together. So when you see the card, you can remind yourself, oh, snake, zebra. And you can do that for all of the cards here. It's fun to just spend time looking at the pictures and thinking about why we might have used certain pictures to represent those sounds. So it helps connect an image in your mind to a sound you already know. Now look at this picture. What is this? Yes, it is our Vowel Valley. And just like a real valley that's shaped with two mountains or several mountains and then a dip in between, the sounds at the top are made with our tongue high and our chins high. And as we move down into the valley and closer to the water, our mouths open and our chins drop lower. So when we're taking a walk through these sounds, we can really imagine walking down from a mountain towards water and lowering our chin and opening our mouths and then going back up that mountain higher, higher, higher towards our magical unicorn at the tippity top on the other side. Here is our whole Vowel Valley laid out very clearly, and we can see those special sounds that have been added in as well. We've got our schwas, our diphthongs, and our R-controlled vowels. And it's important for us to remember that those also act as vowels, but they have slight differences that we'll learn about more as our lessons go on. Here's another possible way that you might see our Vowel Valley. This time it's drawn across a valley that's resting in the pages of an open book. And the vowels are still in their exact same spots from high to low, but now we can imagine them living right inside our reading. And so together we'll travel through this valley and we'll practice all these sounds more and more as we continue our lessons in the rest of our series. So that wraps up our sound wall practice for our Getting Ready lessons. Let's go ahead and check it off. Check, check. I am very proud of you. That was a lot of work. So let's finish up with some letter formation. Today we're going to be talking about letters with straight lines and slanted lines and the difference between straight lines and slanted lines. Straight lines versus slanted lines. And I've got some strange pictures, but I'll explain them to you. This is for me how I remember these different types of lines. So the straight up and down line, also known as a vertical line, I think of it as a shower. Because when you're in a shower, you're standing and the water's flowing down and it's sort of an up and down thing, a tall shower. So I think straight line down, that's my shower line, my vertical line. Now my horizontal line, which goes side to side, left to right, or right to left, I think of that as my bathtub line. Because when you're in a bathtub, you're laying down often. And the bathtub is long like that. So you've got your shower line, you've got your bathtub line. So let's do your bathtub line. It's your horizontal line. And then finally for our slanted line, I think of it as our stairs because our stairs slant and you go up your stairs or you go down your stairs, you go up. Some stairs go this way, some stairs go this way, up and down. And that is how I imagine those lines. So let's do our vertical shower line, our horizontal bathtub line, and our slanted stairs line. Oh, we can go the other way too. Very good. Now let's go practice our last two letters. This is an uppercase letter Y. What letter is this? An uppercase letter Y. And an uppercase letter Y is made with 3 lines. To make an uppercase letter Y, we will need to do 2 slanted lines and 1 straight line. So we'll start at the top, do a slanted line to the middle, stop, Start at the top, do a slanted line to the middle, stop, and then from the middle, do a straight line down to the bottom, stop. And that is an uppercase letter Y. Now let's go draw it. Starting at the top, do a slanted line to the middle, hop to the top, do a slanted line to the middle, and then do a straight line down to the bottom, a straight vertical line. So slant to the middle, slant to the middle, straight vertical line down to the bottom. And that is your uppercase Y. You can go ahead and trace that or skywrite it in the air. You can trace it on your desk or on the floor or on your leg, however many times you need to practice that uppercase Y. And here is our uppercase letter Z. What letter is this? An uppercase Z. To make an uppercase Z, you're going to do 3 lines total. 2 of those lines are going to be straight horizontal lines or bathtub lines. And then 1 of those lines is going to be a slanted line. So we're going to do a horizontal line across the top, stop. From that end point, do a slanted line down to the bottom, stop. And then from there, do another horizontal line across the bottom. And that is your uppercase Z. Let's skywrite. All right, get your finger all ready. We're going to start at the top. Do a horizontal line across the top, stop. Do a slanted line down to the bottom, stop. Do another horizontal line across the bottom, stop. So horizontal straight, slanted down, horizontal straight. And that is your uppercase letter Z. And the very last letter we are going to learn, it's our last uppercase letter, and it's the last letter in the English alphabet. Well, amazing. We have completed our letter formation practice for our Getting Ready lessons, so we can check it off our list. Readers, what an amazing celebration of our learning. In Lesson J, we reviewed the sound wall cards, learning how virgules and mouth pictures and voice clues and mnemonic pictures help us. We walked through our Vowel Valley, and we finished strong by writing the last 2 letters of our alphabet, Y and Z. And guess what? That brings us to the end of our Getting Ready lessons. You have practiced every consonant, every vowel, and every uppercase letter from A to Z. You have built a very strong foundation that you need to be ready for learning reading. Congratulations, you have grown so much. Please be sure to continue along with me for your next series of reading lessons. And thank you for learning with me here in the Reader's Garden. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.